Hey everyone, Digital David here. Today in this video, I'm going to be checking out the tplink Tapo RV10 Plus self-emptying robot vacuum and mop. I did receive this sample directly from tplink, but any opinion expressed in this video is strictly my own. That being said, if you're interested in this product or you want to find out more about it, the link to it will be in the video description. Take a look at the retail box and packaging. They advertise 70 days of hands-free cleaning thanks to the self-empty base. Couple of key features on the back. This does feature 2000 PA strong suction. This will work with your Google and Amazon voice assistants. You can download the free mobile app for iOS and Android devices. You'll see that nice peek on this side with everything that's included. So now let's go ahead, let's open it up and look at the contents. Looking for a secure and reliable way to access the internet? Look no further than ExpressVPN. Protect your personal information and browsing history from prying eyes. Act now and sign up for ExpressVPN today using our link in the description and receive an extra 3 months of service for free. Here are all the contents. First up, we have a very detailed and thorough user guide and manual walking you through everything you need to know about your new robot vacuum cleaner, as well as the self-emptying base. Mobile app setup instructions here. They even have troubleshooting, care, and maintenance tips and tricks for you. All very easy to read. And their customer service and contact information. Next, you'll see we have an extra vacuum bag, side cleaning brush, multi-tool for detangling, extra filter, the RoboVac itself, and the self-emptying base. Let's look at these in more detail. On the self-empty base, you'll notice at the top we have their logo and branding. Opening that up reveals our vacuum bag that's already installed with instructions to remove as needed. Basically, pull up, out, throw out, and put your new bag right back in, and then you can shut the lid. Here's a look at the very front of the unit. You'll notice logo and branding again with a nice silver accent with the white and black color scheme. Indicator light here. Charging contacts. We have our main channel for the self-emptying, and it is see-through and clear. You can see my finger in there. So if we ever have any tangles or something's not working right, got a clog in there, you'll be able to actually just take a small Phillips head screwdriver to remove this for cleaning. 4 nice grip feet, additional product information right there. Let's take a look at the side profile. Again, I like the black and white color scheme. Haven't seen that before. Pretty unique. And here's a look at the back side. Got our lid hinge. Looks like we have maybe some exhaust right there for that self-empty for our air to discharge. And we have our integrated power cord and cable. Do want to point out there is no cable management channel or option here for this cable if you wanted it flush against your wall or anything like that. The vacuum continues with the same color scheme here. We got black in the front, white up at the top, and our silver accent right here for our 3 buttons and their branding. Looking at the front, you'll see our navigational bumper with sensors. Side, we have our on and off switch with the blue sticker letting us know to power it on. Back, you'll see we have our dustbin and water tank with charging contacts. Let's flip it around. You'll see we already have our side cleaning brush installed. These just pull and snap on and off. So then just go ahead and line it back up and you can just press it in place just like so. Omnidirectional wheel, charging contacts, cliff sensors, spring-loaded drive wheels, our main brush roller here. We can pop that off. You can see how it looks. Kind of got that hybrid design with bristles and our rubber there. And on the back, we have our mopping pad and module already installed. This actually, if we really wanted to, we can just pull this back off. It just pops out like so for easy cleaning. And now we can look at the dustbin. This just pulls right out. So if we just press this here, you'll see how the water tank and dustbin are combined. This is pretty cool. So we can actually pull the dustbin out. This is the dustbin right here. Have our filter cleaning instructions, and then we can open it up to easily empty if for some reason we need to. But again, it empties out right through the back right there. And then here's our water tank with the dustbin removed. Pretty clever design here, easy to fill up, looks nice, cool. Never seen a vacuum like this either where they're integrated this way, but I really like that. And lastly, you can see the inside of the vacuum with both the dustbin and water tank removed. right, so we just finished our first clean. Let's look at the results. First up, we have the mop pad and module here. Take a look. It has since dried already. Got a couple of dried on spots here, but everything looks good. No discoloration. Floors must have not been that dirty, but it is definitely a little bit discolored compared to how it looks new before you use it. Moving on to the vacuum here, let's flip it over first and foremost, and you'll see our brush roller right here does have a lot of tangles already. Not the best sign to see that. Again, that's just after one pass. We did a couple extra cleans as well too, just for some filming. But we have a lot of human hair right there. A lot of long human hair on the main brush roller that we're going to already have to cut off. Some pet hair, some rug fibers. So you will have to actively maintain that compared to some other models where you can go, you know, weeks or months without having to do anything. Now let's go ahead, let's pull out the dustbin. We're going to look at the contents here. We're going to be careful not to spill the contents. There's the filter. Take a look at the filter. We already have a lot of really fine dirt and dust in there. So our bin's full already. Take a look, it's overflowing out there. The bottom's going to give you a nice snapshot of all the crumbs, so the different sizes of particles it's going to be able to pull out from your carpets, your hard floors, your rugs. A lot of pet hair you see right there. There's everything packed in there. Now let's have some fun and let's let it empty itself. All right, here we go. Got it. So let's see how good of a job it did. We're going to remove the dustbin again. Completely empty. So let's talk about specs and see how the RV10 stacks up against the competition. We've reviewed over 30 plus vacuums here. Wow. We have all the averages for you to know how this particular vacuum will stand up against the competition, with averages ranging from vacuums under $100 to over $1,000 and anywhere in between. So first up, in regards to max suction power, 2,600 PAs of suction with our RV10. That's going to be about 1,000 PA below average. This metric is not always a perfect indicator of how good of a job it does cleaning, but it is one of the indicators out there that helps you see in the real world how it's going to do cleaning in your home environment. Another indicator is the max CFM, and you'll see we got a score of 6.6, which again, still below average, but it's getting closer there versus the suction power, which leads to our deep cleaning test, and our results are out of 100, and you'll see we got 75, and the average is around 85. So since we have the lower CFM and suction power, that has revealed itself here in our deep cleaning test, where again, we're slightly below average. In regards to decibels, 72 decibels here versus the average of 68, but that's kind of a moot point because there's no noticeable difference between a 68 decibel vacuum and a 72 decibel vacuum cleaning around your house. Next, we have our battery life measured in minutes. This has an advertised battery life of 180 minutes versus the average of 141. Now, keep in mind, your results will vary depending on your house, your environment, how far it's driving and navigating, as well as the suction level and setting that you're on. Next, we have our battery capacity measured in milliamp hours. This comes in at a 2,600 milliamp hour battery. That's surprising to me due to the higher than average battery life, but in this case, our battery capacity is below average, about 1,000 milliamp hours below the average. Next, we have our height measured in inches. This comes in at 3.1 inches tall versus the average of 3.6. Typically, other vacuums run taller in that 3.6 to 3.8 inch range due to the fact that they have a LiDAR navigation module up at the top. So, since we don't have that module, the advantage here is it can get some of those hard to reach areas underneath some furniture that maybe another vacuum can't. Bin capacity measured in milliliters comes in at 350 milliliters versus the average of 421, but I want you to know that that average skews higher for vacuums that don't have a self-empty base that need to be able to accumulate more before they finish cleaning. In our case, we have a self-empty base here, so it's very normal to see a smaller bin capacity. Lastly, let's talk about cost. This is a very competitive vacuum with what it's offering in regards to its price point. So there's definitely some truth to you get what you pay for in regards to performance, but you got to ask yourself, is it good enough? Are we just as below average in performance as we are in price? That's really only something that you can decide. Now it's time for me to share with you my final thoughts. Here's what I want to say about this particular vacuum. First, I had really high hopes and expectations for this vacuum, but I gotta say they fell flat. So this vacuum's very competitively priced for what you get. A RoboVac with a mopping module and a self-empty base. So really happy with that feature set. It looks great, very cleverly designed, great build quality. But with this particular vacuum, I feel like it's held back by its navigation, or I should say lack of navigation. There's no AI, there's no 3D sensors. I'd love LiDAR navigation. I know that would increase the price point, but with this particular vacuum, maybe there's still hope that they can rework the algorithms to help it process and see its environment better. I would say it's still below average. Even other vacuums like this without those same sensors and features, I would still rate it like a rung below, let's say, Anker Eufy's vacuums that are competing in this segment. So for me, I'd love to see that improved in the future. I would say it's a deal breaker for me personally after using it, but I'm very spoiled and accustomed to the higher end vacuums out there, like you're even seeing behind me from Roborock, iRobot, Dreamy Tech, brands like that. But at this price point, you do get great features. Mopping module works great, and you have the nice self-empty, but the navigational experience, depending maybe on your home layout, just might leave you wanting more. For me, I just found it wanting to clean the kitchen multiple times, but ignore the family room and some other areas of the house completely. So it's almost like it didn't know where it was. And again, it's more sporadic. It's not the nice row by row. There's no consistency to what it's doing. There's no rhyme or reason. Again, a lot of that's very commonplace with vacuums in this segment of the market. But even then, I would say it's just a little bit below par there. But I like how it looks. I like the features that we get. I just want to see a little bit more out of it in the future. So here's to maybe a firmware update or version 2 being better than this one.